going, everyone? Got a video for you today. I believe that we're gonna be taking my dad's 600 horsepower drag car to the strip today. So he's out in it right now. He's just gonna get it fueled up, topped off, and then we're gonna come back, switch over the street tires to our street radials, which are what we run primarily at the track. And I believe we're gonna try bleeding the front brakes a little bit. The line lock will lock one of the tires, but one of them rotates as you're doing a burnout with it. So I think we're gonna look at that, see if bleeding the brakes helps any, and then I guess we'll probably load the car up and head on over to our local drag strip. And I think we're probably just gonna participate in the test and tune. I'm not quite sure what his plans are, but from there, I guess we'll just probably test and tune it once we get there, because I believe for the first hour or so is just test and tune only, and then they switch over to racing some of the brackets, and then they'll go back to test and tune. Hopefully we don't have any issues. The car is pretty well set up, I think. Hopefully we can just make some passes. The goal for the car is to get into the sixes. We haven't done that yet. Last time we went to the track, we had the 4-speed auto in it, and we got, I think it was a 715 out of it. The engine's the same as it is now, but the issue before was the transmission was slipping. So we've got a built 400 in it now, 3-speed, and hopefully that's the solution and gets us into the sixes where we want to be with that car. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Tustin tunes up. There's a lot of wind, but we're gonna wait for him to come on up and we'll make a pass.
Again, looking for our test and tune drivers.
So on the line, it didn't seem like it wanted to make boost. I'm not sure, so if it's not pushing through the converter, what I'd like to do is add another 100 RPM to the two-step. So I'll get him on the return lane and we'll see if I can add another 100 to it. Okay, so we just got done on that run and I asked him if the converter felt tight at all and he said no. So we had it at 2600 on the two-step. So I bumped it up to 28 and he did a 701 at 100.84. So the mile an hour is right for sure. And the rest of it looks good. What was the 60 foot? A 169. So we got to get that down. And then hopefully with the two-step being turned up, we'll be good for that 6-second pass. Finally have a 6-second car.
What is it? I can't.
It's a 691.
Really?
Yep. With a 165/60. Okay, so it's been a little bit, but he just did that second pass that you guys saw, and we ended up doing the 691 at 101.55. The 60 foot was also better at a 165 and 4.4 to the 330. It's a little later now, but we weren't sure if we were going to get another run tonight. So I turned the two-step up another 200 RPMs. Now we're at 3,000, and we're going to see if it pushes through the converter at 3,000. And I'm going to drive it this time, and I'll have my girlfriend record it, and we'll see what I can get out of it. So I haven't driven this car. Last time I drove this car, I think it did like an 8.0 or like a 7.9. So to jump into a 6.9 or even faster is definitely going to be interesting. So I guess we'll just go up and send it. Just like that, we're back home now. It's actually the next night. Last night when we got home, I was exhausted just because I didn't get much sleep the night before, and I woke up early that morning. But yeah, we did what we wanted to do. The whole point of taking the Nova to the track was to break into the sixes. Now, like drag racing goes, is there's no real stopping point. So now that the car did a 6, which it did a 6.90, it's basically you're on the hunt to get a 6.8. And then once you get a 6.8, then it's the 6.7 and so on. And it's just how it goes. But this setup on the car currently is, there's a rule of thumb that our tuner likes, and it's 14 pounds of boost and 14 degrees of timing. This is set up on 14 degrees of timing, but I believe it's running like 12 or 13 pounds of boost. I don't know exactly just because I haven't data logged the car, but it's somewhere in that ballpark. And he also said that he's more than comfortable with us turning it up to 15 pounds. So we've got at least 2 pounds of boost that we can throw at this thing to further deepen us into the sixes. And then there's other things that are gonna play a part in it, like the two-step, because I still have room on that two-step and with the torque converter. So basically what I want to do with the car, it's just hard because the test and tune, we only got to do 3 passes, and it was basically 1 pass every single hour. But with the two-step, I want to find the point of where you can keep the brake pedal pressed down and the throttle completely floored with it in gear without it going through the converter and moving the car forward. We had the two-step set at 3,000 on our last pass of the night, and I was able to keep the car stopped with the throttle completely wide open. So that's good, and it just means that I need to turn it up more because I don't know if I've reached that limit yet. I don't believe that it was building boost again, but there's no way of really knowing unless I have the data logger, because my main focus in the car when I'm on the two-step is watching the tree. It would have been nice if I was paying attention to the boost gauge just as a reference, because it very well could be building boost, but the way that it leaves, like once you get outgoing, like say you're 60 foot, then it seems like it starts to really ramp the power in. That just is why I feel that it's not building boost on the line, but it's getting closer every single pass that we did, and it was getting much better. Overall, I'm super happy with how the car drove and everything. It never overheated and never did anything funny. This is the only engine that has been put in this car that we got for free. All of the other LSs we've paid for or built and sunk a bunch of money into, whereas this is just a really simple ARP head studs, gaskets, head gaskets, MLS head gaskets, MLS exhaust manifold gaskets, and it's just been working. So now that the engine's good, and we also got the good transmission in it, and that rear end should be good for whatever you want to throw at it. The rods are basically the limit in this current setup. We're just gonna enjoy it as it is because it's working, finally. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a really good time. I'm glad that we were able to go down there, race the car, and watch other people race and have no issues. We didn't bring any tools or anything, so it was just super nice to go there, race the car, load it up. We got what we wanted out of it, and I know my dad's pretty happy with it too. So thanks for hanging out and watching the video with us drag racing this car. It was a really good time, and like I said earlier, I haven't been in this car since it did like a 7.9, so to just jump from a 7.9 to a 6.9 was the craziest feeling, and almost makes me want to do like some sort of drag setup of my own someday, but I guess we'll see. See you guys.